Hey guys, it's me Blaine back with another video. Today I'm going to give you 8 common mistakes people make with their money. Let's get into it. So many of the common mistakes that people learn are from their parents. They might be unable to pay their bills or save money or set a budget, and if you frequently have these money problems, you need to figure out what's going wrong. These are some of the ways that people use their mistakes on spending money. So the first one is spending too much money on your house. So either renting or owning, you shouldn't be spending too much money on your house. Many people agree that roughly 30% of your income should be spent on housing, but that just isn't right for everyone. You just need to understand how much you can afford with these upgrades or such. You know, people spend money on couches and things and renovations and such like that, and it's a huge waste of your money because it doesn't upgrade your net worth, and it doesn't help you in the long run. It's just a waste of money, and people learn that from their parents when their parents spend money on their houses, and because the financial situation was better, but it's not as good anymore. The second thing is perpetuating debt. So that's like long-term debt, your credit card debt, your school loans, all that stuff. It can really mess you up. It can lower your credit score, and you might not have funds to pay other bills. You know, the school loans, it's like $300-400 a month, which is a crazy amount. And that goes with, you know, not spending money on a lot of things. It's just not good. And working towards financial stability. A lot of Americans have debt. Like a lot of Americans have debt, and the debt rate is going up. And in the U.S., I think it's like $4 trillion in debt that the U.S. is, which is completely insane. The third thing is working alone. It helps to be in a relationship because you can get that rhythm and split the cost of everything, like housing. So you're spending less on things like your housing. You're splitting it in half, or things like you know, it just really helps to have that two people working towards the same goal, and it can hold you accountable for staying on track and keeping a good strategy. And it helps. There's a lot of research that shows that money saving strategies help when you're with a couple, and it really helps when you discuss the things, and you know, it just helps. The fourth thing is neglecting your future. So when people talk about how they don't have an emergency fund, or they don't save, or they don't have a Roth IRA or anything like that, it's not you know, you're messing yourself up for the future. People don't save, and then, you know, when that tire blows out, or, you know, your bathtub falls through the ceiling, then, you know, you have big issues, because, you know, things pile up super fast, and things can change really quickly, and then they gyp themselves when they have to go into more debt to pay for this thing, or, you know, sell their dog to buy a new tub because it fell through the roof. Saving for these big ticket items that you can't pay out of pocket really helps. So, you know, you should always have that emergency fund so you can dish out that needed money when you have issues. The fifth thing is not saving for retirement. This can really mess people up. People in their 20s and 30s don't really think of retirement because it's so far off, and that really messes you up. If you have a savings account or an investment account, and you invest like $200-300 a month, that's crazy good for your retirement, you know, because the compounded interest over that time really builds up. And there's no real way to know what Social Security will be like when you retire, and you need to save and invest in order to have that money for a comfortable retirement. And then there's also this thing called an MSN retirement calculator that really can get you started and help towards your financial goals when you retire. You really should save for retirement because it's, you know, it really helps. The sixth thing on my list is emotional spending. So if you've had like a really tough week and people think that they deserve a really pricey treat for their things, you know, stress or anxiety, they usually spend a lot of money on like big items like going out and spending $500 on one night, or buying a new necklace or whatever they want. It's not good, and you should really try to stop yourself from doing that because that really adds up super quickly, and it can really hurt how how your things change. You can, going back to the unexpected changes, you can go and spend $500 in a night out of your savings, and then you don't have that $500 towards your blown tire or something else that could happen at any time, and that could really change and mess you up anywhere along the way. The seventh thing that I have is being unaware of your credit score. So people don't usually check their credit score, and that can mess you up in buying a car, buying a house, renting an apartment. It can all change. People get a lot of credit card debt, and then they don't understand why they can't buy more on that credit card, and then they open a new credit card, and that just destroys your credit. And you need to be on top of your financial picture to be able to have a good credit score and be able to and when you're using a credit card, you can easily identify identity theft, and that really helps because people just dish out their identity like it's nothing, and put it on everything, and then they get those robocalls and they give their last word of their social security, which is the dumbest thing ever. And you should never pass a freebie when it's affecting your financial health. It's not good to just throw money out, and on that one night out you go and spend $500, and that's on your credit card, and you don't have the money to pay it off. That's really, really horrible, and a lot of people do it because they think that it's beneficial to themselves, their well-being or whatever. But you gotta have an idea about your financial well-being as well, and you should be able to use that information to better your spending habits. So the eighth thing that I have is not setting a budget. If you don't set a budget, you don't know how much money is coming in or coming out, and you just kind of throw money at things mindlessly. It's really terrible to just not have a budget, because if you have a budget, you can narrow down the things that you waste. Food can be a big waste, but it can also food is it's mandatory, and people think that mandatory is going out and buying a steak dinner every night, but it's better to have it's better to eat in and save every dollar that you can, so you can have a better idea. You need to be able to keep away from those impulses and stay on track for your retirement, and then narrow down your basic monthly expenses, and then realign some of your priorities instead of making mistakes with your finances. It can really help you if you know how much you have and how much you can spend, and if you need to buy a new car or you need to buy a new house, then you can go out and do those things without having any issue about not being able to afford those things. And it hurts people when they don't know how much they have or how much they can spend, because they go and buy that new house or that new car, and then they it's all over the news that people will have these crazy high car loans because their credit is so terrible, so they'll be paying $800 a month for a car, and it's a 20-year-old car that's worth $5,000, and it's just you need to be able to be aware of that with your credit and all those things to be able to better your financial future. The ninth thing that I have on this list is to make sure that you invest. Investing, your money sitting in your bank account, it doesn't grow or expand in any way. And using an investment account, you can grow your money. Just if you invest in a company that's solid and has a good footing, if you do dividends, you can make about 6%. And that's crazy good because you're getting back all the depreciation that your money's having in that account, and you're getting a little bit more on top of that because depreciation is about 4%. And that 6% would really help you out. And then dividends also pay out on a monthly or quarterly basis, so you can get that money back if you want to have that little extra spending money, or if you want to have that $5 or $10 back in your investment account, so you can have a better retirement and better funds for your kids and all those things, and pass the things on. I hope this video was beneficial. I hope to see you guys next week on Friday.